You're fulfilling your destiny. Become my apprentice. Learn to use the dark side of the Force.
I will do whatever you ask.
Good.
I pledge myself.
The people that they're subjugating and murdering in mass levels and enslaving. I don't think they would
Maybe
care.
the Empire as a whole, but I
I
don't think Palpatine and Vader are
Palpatine and
good.
Vader are-
I want to see a fucking mini-series where Palpatine and Vader are just like going around stopping sex crimes in the Empire.
A PSA. Look, Vader says, you must consent. Like,
Right.
no touching without consent.
Yep.
Listen, genocide's fine.
It's like the Captain America clip from Avengers where he pulls the chair up. Listen, we gotta have a conversation here. It's like
I find your lack of
consent
disturbing.
the humiliation ritual.
I don't think that if Vader saw some shit like that happening, I don't think he would leave it unchecked. I don't think he would walk by.
Like Vader's opinions on this wouldn't be relevant, right?
I 100% agree.
I do too. I was like, oh god, I agree with Mauler.
Child murderer Vader would be against SA.
But even so, Mauler's point here, and even Snarky Jay is kind of like going, is like, what does Vader have to do with this incident? Like nothing.
No,
absolutely nothing.
He's not there.
I made this just as a couple of quick ones that I grabbed. Like this took no time at all to find these examples. I mean, obviously, and this one's convenient because it shows a flashback as he's doing it again to this woman. You know, it should flashback to that. Then there's this. You know, this woman actually, I've read this comic. She actually helps him out and does everything he asks pretty much. And but I think she maybe stole something or something like that. And he just fucking spaces her. You know, like man, he's definitely given a shit about women and in particular. You know
but I
mean?
also think that Star Wars theory,
children,
exactly, younglings. Star Wars theory has this romanticism that Anakin is still deep inside of Vader somewhere, but the narrative of the films and Star Wars in general is that he crossed that threshold and doesn't come back until the very end. Like when we see him and Luke have that final battle or whatever, that's when he like realizes what's going on, what's happened. He's been corrupted by the dark side. That's the point.
I mean, I know they hate the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. There's definitely issues with it. But part of the point of that series was that Anakin is fucking dead.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan needs to bury Anakin because that's Darth Vader now.
Even so, though, like saying that these guys would stop someone from doing SA but allow other people to commit genocide is the weirdest fucking stretch in logic.
These guys are okay with pressing a button and ending billions of lives in a second. But no, hey, well, don't let a woman get hurt, though. You know, there's no fucking logic there.
Let's go ahead and blow up Alderaan. Oh fuck! Wait, there are women on there. Oh wait, we can't.
We can't do it.
Shit. Oh god.
Oh god. But there's people that do SA. Okay, hit the button. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean it's and it goes further than I think the Vader thing, the Anakin thing, though. I mean, you're right, but also he mentions Palpatine too.
Yeah,
I think he's just got like this weird fucking fucked up idea. Like look, the aesthetics of the dark side and the Empire, cool. Nobody fucking denies that. It's cool. But like you have to recognize the aesthetics is where it really ends when what you should identify with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think you figured that out.
Just because the aesthetics look cool, and I get it. Like I've played the Old Republic, the MMO, the Old Republic. I played that. I play Sith all the fucking time. I think it looks cool. But like, recognize it's still the fucking bad guys.
It shows a big disconnect, like from reality with this dude. Because I mean, I don't know if you guys are aware. He's the son of a rich guy. His dad is like a rich real estate guy. You can find or I have somewhere ads from Facebook and stuff where it's him and his dad standing in front of a house selling houses and shit. Like that's what he was doing. That's what his life would be if he wasn't doing this. So I mean, he's probably just had nothing but all the luxury of just watching Star Wars and doing Star Wars shit and not actually engaging with the real world and people. And kind of starts to show. And then now most recently, the Star Wars guy, the guy with the largest Star Wars channel on YouTube, he's not reviewing a Star Wars show anymore.
Right. Yeah.
His fans said mean things or what?
Yeah. Basically, he did 2 videos. The first one he was talking about like a watch party that wasn't related to Andor at all. Mm-hmm. And in that video, he said he wasn't going to be watching or talking about and reviewing Andor. So then all the people in the comments are like, "What the fuck? You're a Star Wars content creator. Like, you'll watch Acolyte, you'll watch all these other shows that you hate, but Andor, one of probably the best made Star Wars shows in recent times, you're not going to watch that?
You're not going to watch it anymore? Because it has like screws and stuff in it."
He says, yeah. You know what I think it is? Just he's a meathead idiot, and it's a show for people that like want to take some time and think about what's going on and the dynamics of the the politics and the people. You know what I mean? Like that's what the show's about. And
I think that clip we watched embarrassed him so much that he just broke. I think that's what happened. Like everyone in his space, all of them have been roasting him for this. Absolutely roasting him. And he's just been sitting there and taking it. "Yes, sir, may I have another? Can you roast me some more?" That's essentially what's been happening.
I mean, it also strikes me that this isn't like a stance he firmly believed in. Like,
no, there was no pushback.
Like he was obviously just doing outrage for the sake of outrage.
That's what makes it so fucking cringe, Bob. Yeah. That's what makes it so cringe is that he doesn't even believe in the stuff he's complaining about. At this point, it's cruise control outrage.
Yeah, if he believed in it, he would have counter arguments. There isn't a fucking counter argument.
I bet you anything he was sitting online after that episode aired and was going through looking for what the only complaint that he could find about it. And he's like, "Oh, some people are mad that there was SA in this episode. So now I can go on my channel and platform that as the outrage, and we're all on the same page, right? Fandom Minutes will be on the same page. Nerdrotic will be on the same page. Everybody will be Critical Drinker will be on the same page. They all will." He had main character syndrome. He thought, "I'm going to push through, and this is going to be the narrative." Then he gets on the stream with a bunch of these guys, and all of them are like, "That's fucking stupid." And all of a sudden, he's faced with the reality that, "Oh shit, I'm not the main character. They are not going to go with my narrative." He wasn't in on the group text. He wasn't on Signal with them, right? He wasn't having a conversation about what they were going to be mad about. And so when he said this, they're all like, "Do we back up this dumb fucking criticism as a community? Do we go to bat for him? Or do we let this outlier who kind of just got lumped in with us when we needed him, do we just roast him?" And they went with roasting him.
I'm betting one part of this is that they've gotten what they feel is as much as they can get out of his audience.
Yeah.
That's definitely why they buddied up to him. Or they're just like, they didn't even get that much in the first place. And they're like, you know what?
I told you.
A lot of his audience is pissed at him.
Exactly. So, Bob, that's a good point. I don't normally talk about the back end stuff on the channel because I think a lot of it is just like not important. But it is kind of important. I mentioned it to Dane before we came on stream. But if I make a video criticizing like Nerdrotic or Critical Drinker or pretty much anyone else, there's usually a lower ratio of likes because they don't like to be, people in their groups don't like for us to talk about them. So they come in and the only power they have is evil comments and downvotes, right?
Yeah, they exercise that, and I thank them for it.
But with Star Wars Theory, even after thousands and thousands and thousands of views, it's above 80% like ratio. So what that tells me as someone that has criticized him is his fans, at least a huge chunk of them, do not agree with what he's doing. And so that's probably being reflected with the Fandom Menace stuff because they're not seeing extra subscribers. They're not seeing extra engagement. They're not getting anything. There's no benefit for them having him on the show. And he's so much of a meathead that he's not even intellectual enough or pseudo-intellectual enough to contribute to their conversations. How do you get cooked by Snarky Jay?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do you get anything except her giving you her fucking flirty bartender, persona? Like,
I mean, and the clip that we have, she pulls the feminist card. Did you notice that?
Oh, let's check it out.
Check it out. She goes like, because I'm a woman. You'll see here in a second. Go for it.
Ooh, yeah.
And Anakin wouldn't stand for that shit.
No, but it's just not relevant. Like, why would Vader's opinion matter here?
I just don't think that that's something that the Empire would be cool with if they actually saw it. I don't think it.
I think the
Vader, this thing is happening somewhere over here in the giant galaxy that the Empire is rolling over, right? And this one thing happens, and Vader's like, "I sense an SA."
I mean, the whole point is that the Empire is going to be hiring the people who are not only want to work for the Empire, but also the people who are, just abuse the power of the Empire. That's the whole fucking point.
Get ready for Snarky Jay. This is funny. So the one thing these guys always talk about is, like, you shouldn't be talking about women empowerment, and it comes off as girl boss, and it doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man, blah, 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 whatever. The fact that Snarky Jay pulls the, well, actually, I'm a woman, and this is why card to Star Wars Theory's face, essentially. It does not get any pushback from anyone on this panel. No Chris Gore pushback, no nothing. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, it's almost like they don't actually really care about that kind of stuff as much because she's benefiting them.
Exactly. She's probably benefiting them more than Star Wars Theory is, to be quite honest.
Probably.
Empire wouldn't give a
Jesus. Her channel's
shit about the people that they're subjugating and murdering in mass levels and enslaving. I don't think they would.
Maybe the Empire as a whole, but
I
I don't think Palpatine and Vader are
Palpatine and Vader are.
I want to see a fucking mini series where Palpatine and Vader are just like going around stopping sex crimes in the Empire. Man.
A PSA. Look, Vader says, you must consent. Like no touching without consent.
Yep.
Listen, genocide's fine.
It's like the Captain America clip from Avengers where he pulls the chair up. Listen, we gotta have a conversation here. It's like with Darth Vader about consent.
Like Palpatine,
the Emperor does one too.
They're both standing there like
to catch a predator with Darth Vader. Hi, can you have a seat? You know who I am, right? I'm Darth Vader. It's like, why were you texting with a 14-year-old youngling? Like, what's going on there? You know.
I just she was okay. Her parents were out of town and stuff. Why'd you bring condoms?
And what is it? No, it's always condoms and fucking
pizza or McDonald's.
No. It's that lemonade alcohol. I can't remember the name of it.
I forget. It's not Mike's Hard Lemonade, right?
It is Mike's. It is. Yeah, Mike's Hard Lemonade. That's usually what it is. Yeah, I think so. Darth Vader's asking them why they brought that with them. What did you have? What were your intentions?
Rape or Imperial rape the woman.
In terms of like whatever.
And then, oh man, what is he doing? Did he just do an impression of Vader? Like, what is he doing? What are you doing, dude? God damn it.
Rules of engagement these Empire officials have, like, it would be against the rules, but then like that doesn't mean a whole lot when you're on some podunk farm planet at the end of nowhere.
You're gonna get
no one really watching you. Like that's the point that they're making here.
Why is he making me agree with fucking Will Jordan?
I don't want to agree with him. Hold on, let me find. There's a clip. I'm gonna find the clip where she talks about it.
I mean, yes, there are rules to engagement, but guess what? It's also fucking war, and the rules are broken all the time in the war.
We should keep track of the chuds that have such bad takes or just like so shitty that we agree with other chuds because of them.
Yeah. You should do a whole stream on
Eric
that.
July. You know what I mean? And now Star Wars Theory.
Hold on. There's another clip. I thought that it was on this one, but it's on a different one. Oh,
yeah, and the first one is just, it goes without saying. That's why it doesn't even say it.
Hold on.
I mean, he lives it by regularly assaulting people.
Right.
Okay. when you've got no real oversight and you've just...
what I was pointing out in the Discord, although it's, basically, not only is he okay with assaulting women, including his own wife, he was kind of technically okay with doing abortion. Because
that's true.
Trying to kill his pregnant wife.
Yeah,
they're best friends, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he knows Georgia. I don't expect what is his video, the one that I was talking about the other day. He's like, I don't expect people to do the deep dives that I do and know all the things I know. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up, this dick measuring contest bullshit.
I watched that video. He said something like, so and so that they said that there should be nothing that resembles our world or whatever. That's I was like, oh, so why is there a fucking droid in the first, I don't know, one of the first or maybe a couple of the first movies that has a half of a 50s microphone for a mouth? I know there's other ones. I know there's other shit.
There's a lot of other shit. Actually, the funny thing is, an EFAP fan account on Twitter went through and listed like 30 examples of Vader and the Empire doing shit as awful as SA, and then went through and listed a bunch of things from film props that were obviously not made in space. So it's like it was like they went out of their way to roast him.
Can you believe that this fucking Star Wars, like it stars fucking humans to begin with.
And they speak English, and they look like human beings. Like
it's almost like it was filmed on Earth, and they're limited by what that's available to them. Jesus, I can't submerge myself in that universe.
Essentially got unlimited power over this little community or whatever. What are guys like that going to do? Are they going to take advantage of it for their own gratification? They probably are. Yeah,
guys do that every day.
He submits to the whole thing.
Rolling over so fast.
Yeah. Well, it's even worse. Check this out. This is the one I found. This is another clip here. We don't have to watch the whole thing, but check this out.
Is it a bit longer? It looks like it's longer.
It's like 2 minutes and 30 seconds, but I just wanted to talk. It's the Snarky Jay part. Check this out.
The Empire, though, and I'm going to give my 2 cents here, and then I'll shut up about this whole thing. But I think as an individual of a certain persuasion, that scene was very personally powerful to me and difficult to watch. But I will say
so there's a bit of representation mentioned there, and the anecdotal part about like being on the receiving end of SA, which I actually think is important. I don't disagree with what she's saying here, but the fact that she's saying it to these guys
is weird. It's bizarre to me.
Yeah, she's saying it to these guys, and none of them are correcting her. So let's see where this goes.
Difficult to watch,
sure probably rolling his
but
eyes,
I will say the following. I think it reflects really well in painting a picture of the true horrors of the Empire, because if we're going to sit here and paint pictures of the bureaucracy of essentially space fascism, right, and we're going to go through all these people and their
holy shit.
Wow.
Like she calls it fascism here, and there's no correction from the panel.
Terrible mission and all that stuff. It makes perfect sense to me that you would have Imperials that are essentially working almost unchecked, because somebody like Palpatine and Vader is not directly overseeing what Joe Schmo is doing.
This is like a humiliation ritual for Star Wars theory. He's just sitting there and like
this on is this planet. Exact kind of shit that they fucking constantly rail against.
Yeah,
this is exactly the kind of shit that, like in the She-Hulk stuff, She-Hulk discourse, that they were so fucking upset by. It's the same kind of vibe, and that's very valid stuff. That's like what we argued with people before about this. That it's just a common woman's experience to deal with certain things, and to act like you can't ever put that in a show. You know what I mean?
Is Snarky Jay a psyop? Is that what's happening here?
I don't know. I just don't know.
These people, right? So it makes sense to me that it happens. Now, the fact that it is strange to see it in Star Wars, I can agree with that. And I think that a show like this, to be completely honest, needs a higher maturity rating, because I don't think that a 14-year-old, for instance,
and see, that's not necessarily an unfair. I don't think that's an unfair criticism, to be honest.
What's she saying? So I honestly haven't seen the moment that happened, so I don't know.
It's a pretty. I mean, it doesn't go full. It doesn't go full on like nudity type stuff, but it is very graphic.
Okay. Yeah, it's essentially one of the Imperial officers asks Bix out, and she's like, "No, actually, my boyfriend's in town. He'll be back in a couple days." She's lying to him because he's a creep. And then a couple episodes later, he decides, you know what, fuck it.
Yeah, and it's pretty graphic. I'm not saying that they have to do that, but I don't think that's an unfair criticism.
No, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree. I mean, a warning would be good, like a proper warning for it. But I mean, at the same time, she just said, she doesn't think a 14-year-old. I think that totally depends on the 14-year-old.
Yeah, like there are probably 14-year-olds that may have to deal with that.
Sure. Yeah. I literally have a 16-year-old and 14-year-old, and we've dealt with some stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's this is that kind of thing that
I know. I have to.
Yeah. So let's see what she does with this.
Sure, that's the rating of Andor right now is 14 and up, should be exposed to that sort of content. I think it's intense in that regard. But if we're talking about making an adult show that is for adults about Star Wars, it has a Star Wars label on it, but it's meant for an adult audience. That is something that happens. People that are power hungry and cruel commit acts like murdering children, like blowing up planets, and therefore forcing themselves on women that they see as basically inhuman is not out of the question. The fact that it is difficult to watch, is offensive, is bothersome. Personally, I felt like, Jesus Christ, that's terrible, is a different story. But it happens, And I think the fact that they showed it and used the word, there is no minimizing rape. There's no, let's come up with a space word for it. Because if you're somebody that has any experience with it in real life, you want to call it anything else, bullshit. Call it what it is. If you call it a space word, honestly, 100% you're going to piss more people off than if you just use the word. Now,
she's
would it
on
have
fire
been a little
right
more
now.
gentle to say attacked? Sure. But the fact of the matter is what happened. And, you know, at least it didn't happen. She was able to defend herself. And now this is another mark on this character for her strength and her experience with the Empire. But it's, to me, it's not beyond the Empire's doing. So I didn't have the same reaction to it. But
now keep in mind, if they did an episode of Andor that was pretty much just about what she talked about, just did it in like a narrative way, they would scream woke for like hours on end.
To this point, I don't know that she's changing her opinions. I think that what I'm starting to I think I remember thinking this whenever we covered her very briefly months ago, a year ago or whatever, is that I think that she's disconnected from what what these guys mean by when they say certain things about the media and when they say it's woke or something like that. I think she doesn't think about things the same way they do. She's, you know, and that's kind of the problem with that word, right? That kind of approach is like,
but that's how you get kicked off the show, though. Like they might not ever ask her to come back again if they.
I'd be curious to know. Yeah, let's keep an eye out. If anybody ever sees her on again, let us know.
Because the reality is, I don't necessarily agree with everything she said in that statement, except for the social stuff. Like, yes, they could slap a warning on the episode. I'm good with that.
Of course, they threw a fit over the warning on Obi-Wan Kenobi when it was like, violent. You know, this episode features violence against children, and they threw a fit, and it's like, I don't care. Like, if you like, I'm not picky. If you want to do a warning, do a warning. No.
So, you know, at least based on a little bit of content that we saw about her, it seems like she kind of does 1 foot in sometimes of the anti-woke thing, but like with much softer language about it. She just kind of appeals to the same general sensibilities that these guys do. You know, like, oh, this, you know, it's blah, blah. Like, I don't know. It seems like she was grifting, honestly, or that she just, I don't know.
I'm going to go in like this week and watch a few of her recent videos just to see. Like, but the point is, I found a lot of her takes really stupid. And then I saw these clips and I'm like, wait a minute, she's roasting the living fuck out of Star Wars theory and saying feminist shit in this group of men that always talk shit about feminists. So, and
none of them are doing anything about it.
Right. They're all sitting there,
which
is very telling.
Like sending a message in their little group chat saying this bitch should come back on the show. You know,
yeah, get on Signal. No more Snarky Jay. You know what I mean? I mean, that's essentially okay. So do you remember the whole comic book girl Danica situation where she went on their show and talk shit about the chat and stuff like that? Do you remember that happening?
I remember it happening. I don't remember.
I did a video on it, but I remember she was on Friday Night Tights as their special guest. This was like a year ago. And she was calling the chat out on saying things about strong women and stuff like that.
I have that clip.
Oh, yeah. So she was doing that, and magically, she's never been invited back on any of their streams after that.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I was shocked she was there to begin with.
Me too.
She's actually.
I was kind of bummed out because I liked her X-Men videos back in the day. She used to do great, like X-Men videos.
They take like calculated risks like that now and then. They know that that's not somebody that is really probably going to job. But I mean, if she's willing to agree to be on, then maybe they can, you know, get a foot in. That's how they got theory. You know what I mean? That's how they got Star Wars theory to be. And it worked out for them to some degree. And now I guess it's not.
Well, I feel like, you know what, Dane, I know this is probably what you've talked about this before. Maybe I wasn't on the stream about it, but the idea that bringing in these wild cards to sort of try and suck some of that audience in. I mean, I feel like that's what they're doing, is they're hoping that some of that audience will come over and help continue the grift for them. Because we're looking at the numbers. Again, I've been doing a lot of mathing recently, and most of these channels, not all of them, but most of them are not doing well.
He's a baby. He's a baby, yum yum.